We're always talking about a country's natural resources, its oil, its minerals, its land. But what if the most powerful, most valuable resource of all is its people? Today, we're going to flip that script and explore the idea that a huge population isn't a problem to be managed, but a nation's greatest potential asset.
All right, so let's just get right to the heart of it with this one big question. Is having a lot of people a country's greatest strength or its biggest weakness? And the answer, as we're about to see, really all hinges on one single crucial thing.
And that one crucial thing is what we call human capital. Now, this isn't just a fancy economic term. It's simple, really. It's not about how many people you have, it's about what those people can do. It's the skills, the knowledge, and the health that we build up in a population when we invest in things like good schools, job training, and quality medical care.
And this right here, this is the key takeaway. I mean, think about it, right? A field is just dirt without a farmer. A factory is just a building without skilled workers. A computer is just a box without a programmer. Human capital is what brings all these other resources to life. It's the essential ingredient.
Okay, to make this super clear, let's ditch the abstract stuff and get into a story. It's a tale of two friends, Sacco and Vilas. They grew up in the exact same village, but their lives took two completely different turns. And it all came down to a single factor: investment.
So, on one side, you've got Sakal. His parents really focused on his education. He finished school, even learned about computers, and his health was good. What happened? He landed a good, skilled job at a company. Now look at Vilas. He didn't get that same investment. He couldn't afford school or even proper health care for his arthritis. He ended up doing the same tough, unskilled work as his mother for very little pay. I mean, wow, two kids from the same village, but their lives couldn't be more different.
And this story just nails the main point, doesn't it? See, all that effort put into Sakal's education and health, that wasn't just money spent. No, that was a straight-up investment, and it delivered a huge return, not just for Sakal himself, but for his whole community.
Okay, so now let's zoom out a bit, because these individual stories, they create these massive cycles across society. On one hand, you have the virtuous cycle. Educated parents, who will probably be like Sakal, understand how important this stuff is, so they invest in their kids. And that creates this amazing positive feedback loop. But on the other side, you can get a vicious cycle, a trap, really. Disadvantaged parents who may not have had those opportunities themselves can't invest in their children, who then get stuck in that same downward spiral.
So if investing in people is so important, how does a whole country do it? Well, it really comes down to two main pillars, the absolute foundations of human capital: education and health.
Now, when we talk about education, we're talking about way more than just getting a diploma to hang on the wall. A well-educated society leads to higher national income, a richer culture. It even makes the government run better. It's kind of like the operating system for a successful country.
And you don't have to take my word for it, just look at the data. This chart shows the growth in literacy in India. I mean, going from just 18% literacy all the way up to 74% in a few decades. That's not just a number on a chart. That is a massive transformation of a country's human capital.
But of course, a brilliant mind doesn't mean much if the body can't keep up. And that brings us to the second pillar, health. It's pretty straightforward, right? You can't reach your full potential if you're constantly sick. Good health is the platform that everything else is built on.
And wow, the progress here it's just mind-blowing. Take a look at this number. It shows the infant mortality rate in India. That's the number of babies who don't survive their first year. It dropped from 147 all the way down to 34. That single statistic tells an incredible story of better healthcare and nutrition.
And it's not just that one metric. The improvement is everywhere you look. Life expectancy has skyrocketed from around 40 years to over 68. Birth rates, death rates, they've all stabilized. The bottom line, people are living longer, healthier lives. And that means they have more years to contribute, to learn, and to thrive.
Okay, but here's where we hit a major roadblock. What happens when you invest in your people, when you have a healthy, educated population, but there are no jobs for them? This is the huge challenge of unemployment, where your greatest asset can suddenly feel like a liability.
And it comes in a few different flavors. You've got seasonal unemployment, which you see a lot in farming when the work dries up for part of the year. Then there's disguised unemployment. That's when you have, say, 8 people doing a job that really only needs 5. And then there's the one that's just heartbreaking, really. Educated unemployment. All these bright, qualified young people, degrees in hand, and they just can't find a job. So, you see, unemployment is so much more than a number in a government report. It's a huge waste of our most valuable resource, our people. It puts a massive strain on the economy and just drags down the quality of life for everyone.
But let's not end on a down note, because there's always a path forward. And this final story about a single village really shows what's possible when things go right. It's about the incredible ripple effect of just one investment.
So check this out. It all kicks off with just one family investing in their son's education. He goes to college, comes back as an engineer, and figures out how to grow more food. Suddenly, the village has extra to sell. That success inspires him to open a school, so now there's a job for a teacher. Then another family trains their daughter to be a tailor, another new job. You see the pattern? One investment created a chain reaction that completely transformed the village.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? As the human capital in the village grew, the village itself evolved. It went from just getting by to being this thriving place with a real modern economy.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's that putting resources into people's health and education isn't a cost. It's the single best investment a country can make. It creates this powerful cycle of growth and opportunity that truly benefits everyone.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. When you think about all the things that make a country wealthy, its land, its factories, its workforce, which one do you think is the best, the most important capital of all? After everything we've looked at today, I think the answer is pretty clear. Thanks for joining me.